Hey, good morning. It's David Berry, the Master of Building Dreams. I'm here in Las Vegas and we're on our Leaving California Life After California nationwide tour. And we're making a really cool stop today. This is an amazing city, St. Louis. If you've never been there, we're going to give you a lot of information about St. Louis. I've got Murphy from St. Louis here. Good morning, Murphy.
Good morning, Terry.
I'm David, and that's Terry. Terry's the guy with the green sign.
Hello, Murphy.
Leaving California. But it's really good to see you this morning. We've never met in person, but I've heard some great things about you, and you have some really good insight about the lease option program, especially in your town. And so we're going to get to that in a minute. Terry Gilliam, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great, David. It's always good to see you. Murphy, great to meet you today.
Absolutely. Likewise.
All right. Well, what I'd like to get started with this morning is I'd like to have Murphy share a little bit about his real estate career. And I'd really like for you to maybe start talking a little bit about what is St. Louis all about. I've driven through, I've actually been next to the arches, but I've never quite got there. So I'm excited to hear more about St. Louis.
Hey, I really appreciate it, David. Well, I'm from St. Louis, and I've been in real estate, a licensed realtor for the last 16 years. It's kind of funny. I've basically been in real estate my entire adult life. I bought my first property when I was 20 and a half, super cheap building right in the city of St. Louis. I lived in one unit and rented out the other ones. And that's how I got started in real estate. So fast forward about 26 years later, and I work with our investor quite a bit here in the city of St. Louis. And it's really just an incredible program. So many people want the opportunity to lease a really quality home, but when you look on the market for houses for rent, typically, they're not in the best shape. I always like to say they're the houses that somebody didn't want to purchase, and they're just not really the best quality. So with our investor, we have some of the best rentals available, in the greater St. Louis area that you could really look for.
Well, that's awesome. Before we get too far into the lease option program, which is an amazing option, I'm doing quite a few of those here in Las Vegas. Let's talk a little bit more about St. Louis. Maybe talk about your hobbies and what is. Everybody knows the arches, so I guess you have to mention the arches. But what else does St. Louis have to offer?
Well, St. Louis has we have so many things to offer. One thing that people always talk about St. Louis is all the free attractions. So we have a huge St. Louis Zoo, which is a world famous zoo, and it's free to walk into the door, which people just can't believe. We have a free zoo. We have a huge art museum located in Forest Park. Of course, we're really, really well known for our baseball team, the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis is a baseball hub. And you come into St. Louis, and just the average guy will talk to you about baseball all day long. Of course, one thing people may not know is that we're really big in the culinary scene right now. St. Louis has won a lot of awards for our barbecue. You may even have seen, you go to a restaurant and you see St. Louis style ribs. And so we have a huge culinary scene in St. Louis right now. Some of the best barbecue restaurants you'll ever run across there.
It's awesome. And this is one of the things that I tell my clients as well. I'm a lifelong resident of Las Vegas. There are so many hidden secrets and hidden gems in Las Vegas that the tourists that come here, we have 40 million tourists that come to Las Vegas every year, but they don't know about all these secrets. And Murphy, when you have a licensed realtor like yourself and somebody that's a lifelong resident, it's really cool that these people can connect with you and they can get these hidden gems and these secrets in your city. So that's pretty exciting that you can share that stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the climate and what is the climate like there for people that were interested?
So in St. Louis, you're going to experience all four seasons. So from people that, relocate maybe from an area like California, that only have had, one season typically throughout the year. Here in St. Louis, you're going to get summer, spring, winter, and fall. We don't get a ton of snow in the wintertime, but we probably get a couple of snows. So a lot of my clients that have relocated, they say they do appreciate, seeing all four seasons. You can have a white Christmas here in St. Louis. Now it's fall, so you have all the colors out and all the leaves are dropping off the tree. And we do have a really hot summer. We get some rain here and there, But I think people would just, if you love all four seasons, hey, you're going to love St. Louis.
It's funny. You could just hear it from your voice. Like this, we didn't rehearse this. We don't have any scripts or anything, and just the genuineness and the passion that you have with your city. That is so cool for somebody to be able to really learn. And so that's kind of what we're doing with the series. Is we want people to really get that feel for what it's like to be there before they go. So that's cool. Can you talk a little bit about education and maybe job opportunities? I think you alluded to that a little bit.
Sure. St. Louis is home to some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies, in the United States. People, when they think of St. Louis, they may think of Anheuser-Busch, which is headquarters right here in St. Louis. And then we're actually starting to get really, really popular in the tech field. We have a real burgeoning tech market where a lot of tech professionals are relocating to St. Louis just for the tech jobs. Square is located here in St. Louis. People may not know that. So we have a ton of job opportunities, really, no matter what field you're in, whether you're an aspiring chef or you're a tech guy or you want to make beer down at the brewery, there's a lot of options for you here in St. Louis.
Terry was excited because he loves the city. He's heard a lot. Terry and I both have not really got to experience what you're saying. Now you're making me want to go to St. Louis. Terry, can you share a little bit about what your experience with St. Louis is? And it sounds like an amazing city, honestly.
Sure, I've been through the airport many times, and I'd love for you to address that also, Murphy. Just talk about the accessibility of the airport, but also I did a conference at a casino there. I'm not a gambler, but you've got casinos in the area. You've got, as you said, lots of sports, museums. And I'd love to hear more also about the suburbs, about what's going on. So most people want to live somewhere outside of the city. I'd love to hear about that also, but, and then their infrastructure as far as being able to commute and get places. So.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, if you were coming from California, now I got to tell you, I was in Los Angeles 2 weeks ago myself. I went out there to enjoy some sunshine, but I tell you what I didn't enjoy was the traffic. That traffic was a monster out there. I've never seen traffic like that from a St. Louis kid. My goodness gracious, that was a lot of traffic. So here's the deal. You come to St. Louis, you're never going to sit in traffic for more than 30 or 40 minutes. We have 3 or 4 main highways, and everything is very easy connected. The saying here in St. Louis is that you can get anywhere in 25 minutes. And that's nice. The truth. Yeah. Now, St. Louis, when you think of St. Louis, you may think of the Arch, Anheuser-Busch. So that's located in the city of St. Louis. From there, you go any direction for 10 or 15, 20 minutes at tops, and you're located out in the suburbs. And most of my clients that relocate, that's where they want to be. They want to live in an area that has a top-rated school district. So here in Missouri, we go by A's. I don't know how they do it in other places, but you might have a 2A, 3A, or a 4A school district, with 4A being the top. And we have a ton of 4A school districts located all over the suburbs in the greater St. Louis area. And each one of those suburbs may have a different name. Like, I think you were probably out in St. Charles County when you were at the casino there. That's a really popular area to live in. So that's about 25 to 30 minutes out of downtown St. Louis. So you can get in town, watch a Cardinals game, and then you drive back home and you're in a quiet area. The houses are spread out. You got a finished lower level, and the home that you're living in is probably somewhere between 20 years old or younger than that. With a lot of them being newer type build properties that maybe are only 5 to 10 years old.
It's funny. One of the things that I really love about the Midwest and the South is, I live in Las Vegas. It's getting better, but having that down home hospitality, I can just feel that hospitality. People are waving at you, and when you're in California, Terry, I know we talked about this before. People don't even say hello to you, and
they wave. It usually has one finger on it.
Yeah, I experienced that. That is true. Yeah, I got quite a few waves on the highway because I don't think I was doing the right thing, or I was a little tricked up there on those highways in Las Vegas and Los Angeles.
Hey, so you shared some of your secrets. What is your favorite attraction? What's your favorite place? Like, if somebody was coming, me and Terry are going to come visit you. this next summer, where are you telling us we have to go see in St. Louis?
My favorite is Forest Park. So that's a park located here in the city of St. Louis. And people, you may or may not know, but it's actually larger than Central Park in New York. It is the largest urban park in America. And it's
Wow.
called Forest Park. So within that park contains the History Museum, which gives you the history of St. Louis. They always have some sort of an attraction. That's where the zoo is located, the Art Museum, and hundreds of acres of anything from jogging trails, fishing ponds. We have a restaurant in there called the Boathouse Restaurant where you can take a paddle boat out for a little while. In the winter
Nice.
time, we have the biggest, most fun hill to sled down if we get a little snow.
Mhm.
There's just a ton of things to do. If you want to take your dog for a walk, I mean, it is a beautiful park nestled right in the city of St. Louis. You go in there and you think you're out in the country, but you're actually right in the city.
I know that you just met Terry for the very first time, and he's amazing. And the fact that Terry helps so many people with education and figuring out if they really want to leave or not. And you can see what he has, the group leaving California, but the other group that he has is Life After California. When you talk like this, and people, they get to experience life after California, man, I'm telling you, what you're telling me, it sounds really, really exciting. You did also mention about the traffic. If you could just share, because I know that that's a big problem in California. When you say 20 minutes, are you saying that you could get to the St. Louis airport pretty much from anywhere in the suburbs, about 25 minutes?
Absolutely. The St. Louis airport is even located on the outside of St. Louis City. So I'd say really even 10 or 15 minutes, believe it or not. It's located right on the highway.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, it's so accessible. You can even take the Metrolink in there if you'd like to.
So, well, now that we got this experience a little bit about St. Louis, I wanted to Terry and I decided a few months ago that we wanted to start building a network and trying to give people education and letting them know that there is another option. You don't just have to go into a city, but there is a program where you can actually try a city out. You can try a neighborhood out. And you've done a lot of houses for families. You were telling me you're getting up close to 100 families that you've helped with this program, and that's amazing. If you could share what the lease option program is like in your city, and maybe share some stories about some of the families that you helped over the last several years.
Absolutely, I'll be glad to. I think that our program, working with our investor, is all about choices. It simply gives a consumer that wants to relocate to a brand new city, it gives them choices. Number one, they're going to have an incredible variety of homes to choose from. Typically, if you're relocating from another city, you beg some realtor to send you a list of houses for lease. Well, most realtors don't want to help you find a property to lease because
That
there's
is
no
true.
money in leasing properties.
Yeah.
So with our program, because our investor actually purchases the home and then leases it to our clients, it just opens up a huge inventory of housing. So it's going to give them a huge availability of homes that would not have otherwise been available. So I think that's the first thing to differentiate is you're going to have a huge inventory of properties to choose from.
They have more options, right?
More options, absolutely.
That's a good thing. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
And then secondly, when we're talking about options, the awesome thing is that you have the option to purchase the home if you'd like to, but at the same time, you have the option to live there for 12 months, move on out. Hey, maybe you came out to the St. Louis area and you decided, hey, I want to live out in Kirkwood. That's one area where our investor purchases homes. And then once you're here for 12 months, you decide, you know what, I think I really want to live out in Maryland Heights or out in St. Charles. Well, hey, that's no problem. They're only their commitment is a 12-month lease, and then you can move anywhere that you want. At the same time, if our clients fall in love with the home, then they have the option to purchase the house. So what could be any better? That's just, you don't get that anywhere else. I've been doing this for 16 years, and I have never seen anything like that where you have so many options built into that.
As being realtors, the thing that I always share with my clients, and I know you do, and that is if the numbers make sense and they really love the home, they're going to get that home. They're going to buy it. If the numbers don't make sense and we can help them find the same model, same house in the same neighborhood, we're always going to do that for them. And that's what a professional realtor, that's what our job is. That's our passion.
Hey, Murphy, let me ask you, if I can ask real quick. So is it just a 12-month lease, or can they stay in it, lease it longer if they need to? Do they have to purchase it or move out after the first year? How does that work?
Yeah, that's so awesome. They can lease it up to 5 years here in Missouri. So they have rent assurity. They know they have a place that they can live for a full 5 years. And it can be any combination. They may want to live there for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but anywhere from 1 to 5 years, they can lease the home. They have the right to purchase it at any time, but they're not obligated to. So what could be better than that? They're not tied into it, but at the same time, if they fall in love with it, and if the numbers make sense, then they can buy the house.
Yeah.
And just to reconfirm, if they don't like that house, but they want to stay in the area, you can help them go find a different home to lease for a year and with the same option to buy it?
Absolutely. We keep in constant communication with all of our clients. So we want to help them no matter what they want to do. And so many of our clients, like I said, they relocate. Maybe they try one area out. They say, hey, it's just not the right area for us. But they decide that, hey, we do want to live in a different area. We're right there with them every step of the way to help them move into the area they really want to be in.
So in my market, I'll give you an example just to share some numbers. We have 2,400 rentals available in my market. There's 12,000 homes in my MLS. So they have over almost 5 times as many choices of selections of homes. And they have so many more features if they use this program. Is that similar in St. Louis?
Absolutely. The regular rental market, I call it the regular rental market, there's just not much to choose from. And it seems like half the homes are in disrepair.
Correct.
I always talk to my clients, which house would you rather rent? Would you want to rent a home that's been a rental for the last 4 years, people moving in and out,
Mhm.
or would you rather get a home that was located, that's on the market, it's for sale? Typically when somebody sells their home, they polish it up, they clean it up, it's in great condition. They know it's going to have to go through a building inspection. There's really no choice. My clients just fall in love with the idea of being able to pick a home that was for sale. They don't have to buy it. Our investor buys it, pays cash for the house, and then they get to lease it and they can buy it if they want to in the future. So it opens up a lot of doors that just frankly, just were not available to them.
I'm actually in a rent to own home myself. This just worked out better for my situation. And they actually came in and they repainted the entire interior. They recarpeted my entire house. I have brand new carpet in here. And in my market, their landlords are, you ask for, hey, will you replace the carpet? They say, nope, just take it as is. That's all we're going to do. So they over exceeded my expectations. And I'm an actual client and I'm a realtor doing it. One of the things that I wanted to, I know we're getting a little bit short on time, but I could do this all day. I love doing stuff like this. Murphy, do you have 1 or 2 stories that maybe you could share? If you have someone that came from California or someone from another state that relocated or somebody that used the program, and if you could just share maybe 1 story, that would be awesome.
Sure. Miss Jones, I think about her. She came from New York, so she didn't come from, she came from the East Coast, not the West Coast. So Miss Jones, I get a call from a lady named Miss Jones. She says she's relocating here for a job and she wants to lease, because she had another home. She had to sell her house out in New York. And she called me up and said, hey, I saw your advertising. I've been trying to find a home for rent and I just can't find anything. And she couldn't find any realtor that really wanted to help her. She had to look on Trulia, Zillow. She would find homes that were for lease. By the time she really got someone to even return her phone call, the home was already leased out. So I talked to Miss Jones. Here's the awesome thing is so much of, like you guys know, so much of our qualification process can happen over the phone. And so Miss Jones, via our online application. So Miss Jones, we were able to connect. We got her qualified right over the telephone and through our online application. So she decided to schedule a trip to St. Louis to look at properties. I had all the properties lined up for her to view. As soon as she landed, I actually picked her up at the airport myself.
Nice.
And
Good.
we went out and we toured 5 different properties, and she picked one. And of course, our investor came in. We made a cash offer. This was a year and a half ago when the market was, it was gangbusters here in St. Louis. Homes were selling for well over the asking price.
Right.
So our investor made a really strong cash offer, and we beat out 33 other offers in
Wow.
order to get the home under contract for Miss Jones. And she was just so happy because, when you're relocating for a job, if you can't find a home to live in, how many people know that's going to be a problem? How are you going to get the job? Who wants to live in a hotel, or who
Right.
wants to turn down their dream job because they can't find housing? So we were able to get her into the house. Everything was smooth. And, she looked at it the one day. And then the next time that she came to St. Louis, she walked right in the door. She got her keys, and I hear from her, she's a little bit older. She's probably in her mid to late 60s, and she contacts me at least, once a month,
That's so
just
cool.
chat a little bit. And yeah, I love Miss Jones, man. She's awesome.
High five all the way from Las Vegas to St. Louis, man. That's fantastic. 33 bids you beat out. So, I'm going to wrap it up with a little Q&A. I know our clients always have specific questions for our specific markets. What is one or two of the top questions that you get from your clients that are relocating to St. Louis?
They really want to know what are the best school districts. And of course, as realtors, we're not allowed to say, hey, this school district is better than another one. But I can certainly let them know, hey, St. Charles County is really popular for people that want to relocate to St. Louis. So and that's a very strong area where our investor purchases properties. So St. Charles is a really desirable area to live in. It's right across the river, but there's restaurants, jobs, there's a ton of things to do. And like I said, you're only about 30 minutes away. And then, of course, I always get the question about, hey, who does the management or the work on the home? Let's say I move into a home and the sink starts to leak or something like that. Well, the great thing is that our investor does we fix anything. They move into the home, you have the option to buy it, but you don't have to repair anything whatsoever. We take care of all the maintenance, all the issues while you're leasing the property. That's probably the second most question that I get.
Okay. And do you get any other questions about, I know I get this one, and they'll say, well, why should I use this lease option program? Why not? I just want to rent for the next year. Why shouldn't I just go get a regular rental? I think you really addressed that well, but if you want to just recap that, I thought you did such a good job on that. Maybe you could recap it.
I'd say it's all about choices. You're just going to have a larger pool of homes to choose from. Why would you want to rent a property that's been a rental for the last 10 years? Nobody wants to do that. Once we send them a list of the properties that are available, it's a no-brainer.
Right.
Honestly, once you look at the homes, hey, you wouldn't want to go any other route just for all the flexibility. Look, you can get a home, you have the right to buy it. You have a professional management company that's going to maintain the house. How would you like to rent from somebody that doesn't even have the money to fix the water heater if the water heater goes out?
That's true. That's true. I think you already shared your, I'm going to say it again, but I think you said your favorite place to go. But if you were going to give somebody, somebody in California, they're thinking, oh my gosh, I think I want to look into St. Louis. What would be the one thing you would say as to why they should come to St. Louis?
Hey, when you come to St. Louis, it's going to be super affordable. You're not going to believe how much house you can get for the money. Plus, when I was out in Los Angeles a couple of weeks ago, you guys were paying $5 a gallon for gas. Hey,
It's more like 6, but yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. Hey, St. Louis is actually known, if you Google it, we're actually known for some of the cheapest gas prices in the United States. And I have no clue why that is. Maybe because we're in the middle of the country. I really don't know, but gas is so much affordable here. You have that small town atmosphere, but in a city that has a ton of job opportunities. You got great restaurants. If you love baseball, it's a baseball town. We do have a hockey team also, and we just got an MLS team. So they're building a huge soccer stadium that is state of the art, built here by the Enterprise family.
Hey Terry, I feel like I think I hit everything that we try to find out about a city, but I might have missed something. So Terry, did I miss anything about St. Louis?
Just one real quick. Murphy, can you just talk about healthcare? We get some people who are looking to retire out of California. Can you just talk about the healthcare quality in the St. Louis metro?
Absolutely. That's another thing we're known for is our great hospitals. We have an incredible hospital system. We're known for Washington University. It's a top-notch university in the country, and they have a huge health facility here. We're known for research. I mean, in the area that I live in, we probably have four of the top like 20 hospitals in the entire country. So healthcare is incredible. You'll love it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You know, when I wrap up an interview, and this was an amazing interview, I truly, truly enjoyed this. I love doing this. I love having people share their emotions and share their passion for their city. One of the last questions that I typically will ask on the interview is, why should someone choose you as their realtor? And I don't think you really even need to answer that right now because you've already done it for the last 20 minutes. But if somebody was out there and they were crazy enough to ask the question and they said, why should I choose you as my realtor? What would you say?
Hey, I'm going to say I love real estate. I mean, this is all I've ever done. I live it, I eat it, I breathe it. I do it every single day. I like, I buy houses, rehab houses. I've kind of been involved with all aspects of real estate, and I love this program that we're talking about today. I mean, I have a passion for it. And the great thing, about what I try to do is I'll return your phone call. I'm going to return your text message. And I want to treat you just like family, basically. I love this city. I think you would love it too. And I'd love to show you around. So many of my clients have turned into friends of my wife and I. We get to know them and have them over for dinner. And hey, I love people. I love real estate, and I love working with clients all the time.
Awesome.
Man, I mean, you did so good. I just really, really appreciate it. And it just comes through. And that's why I love doing these, because we don't have any scripts. We don't have rehearsals. This is our first take. We're not doing this 5 times and making sure we say the right thing, or we're not trying to throw a bunch of garbage out there. We're just being genuine, and we're telling people how passionate we are about getting them in a home. That's what we love to do. We wake up every morning and we can't wait to meet our new client and get them in a new home. I could go on again, but Terry, you want to wrap up? And just this has been a great interview. Go ahead, Terry.
No, David, thanks for arranging this. Murphy, it's been great to meet you. I've gotten excited about the St. Louis Metro. I love Central Florida, but I can't wait to come visit you and St. Louis again. That St. Louis ribs sounds really good. I would love to try that too. And so thank you very much for your time today. It's been great to get to know you and to get to know the St. Louis Metro area.
Hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to find Murphy, you can contact me. I can get you all of his contact information. We'll probably have it on our link. Again, this is Murphy, Terry Gilliam from Leading California, Life After California. I'm David Berry, the master of building dreams in Las Vegas, Nevada. I can't wait to talk to you. We want to share our passion. We want to help you get into a home. If you have any questions, we'll always take your call. We're always going to give you the information and help you get your dreams. So thanks so much for listening and tuning in. Hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.